Are you with us?
Yes, can you?
Yes, I can hear you and see you. I did hear you. Now you're muted. Okay.
Now?
There you go.
All right, perfect. Sorry about that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much to the committee for being here today. My name is Ella McDonald, and I'm the Communications Director for Act on Mass, the leading organization fighting for transparency and accountability in our State House. I'm here today to give testimony in support of Senator DeZoglio's Bill S-2047. This bill would take a critical step in combating the toxic work culture of the State House by ending the practice of silencing victims of sexual assault, sexual violence, and racism through the use of non-disclosure agreements. The use of NDAs in our State House reflects a system that was built to protect powerful white men from scrutiny and accountability at the great expense of the people of Massachusetts. As an organizer for State House transparency, I wholeheartedly believe that our strong democracy can be a vehicle to empower, protect, and support our most vulnerable residents, but that's far from the way it's functioning right now. In the past few years, State House officials have issued at least 33 NDAs, taxpayer-funded hush agreements to protect the powerful and silence victims. The governor's office has publicly refused to release information on the use of taxpayer money to fund NDAs in the executive branch. This happens here, and it happens all the time. When victims of sexual assault, sexual harassment, and racism are silenced, our democracy suffers. Women of color, especially transgender women of color and non-binary people of color, are disproportionately the victims of sexual assault and harassment. This is an issue of racial justice, gender justice, and LGBTQ justice. When our elected officials use NDAs to silence victims, you are telling people of color, women, and non-binary people everywhere in this state that our safety, our participation, and our ability to take up space in our own democracy is less important than your power and comfort. I mourn for all the victims who were coerced into silence, who may have otherwise been here to testify today. I mourn for the victims who may have quit their State House jobs or stepped away from advocacy because they saw no feasible path towards safety and justice. Our State House is worse off without their valuable voices, and is less safe with their abusers able to hide in plain sight. Committee members, you are here today as elected officials due to your belief that we can have a functional, accountable, and transparent state legislature that works for all of us. I urge you to help me, to help all of us realize these values by reporting this bill favorably out of committee. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ella, and right on time. Thank you very much. Andrea Watson. Andrea. You have to unmute. There you go.
I think I did.
You
did
are
it
unmuted,
work?
and I can see you.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Good. Nice to see you too. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to speak in support of S-2047, 2047, and I will echo the comments before me by the fabulous Ella. And I would also add to the list of most vulnerable people, those who are living with disabilities and or different abilities, whatever we're calling it this week. And I would hope that our legislative body would absolutely support this. You are the people that also, you know, pass bills and laws and hopefully get things into effect and regulations, which are supposed to be protecting all of these same vulnerable populations in other places. Your transparency is absolutely the most important thing on this. And please understand that with NDAs, when people are forced into this, and I can speak on this from a professional standpoint, and having dealt with this with young children and older kids, when they are sometimes sworn to that silence, they don't know how to take this. And it really is, I mean, for anybody, even an adult, and you know, I went through this with a family member and it still tortures me. It still tortures me. You can't talk about it. A whole entire part of your life has been stolen and taken away. And these alleged perpetrators and or whatever it is they did go on in their positions, whether it is an elected, appointed employee type position, and move on into more powerful situations. Then again, putting these very same people in a corner. Can they even work and function? So we need to be very professional in moving forward and taking this on, and I would hope that the distinguished chairperson and others will remember that health, welfare, and safety for all includes this as well. And we need to have this transparency. We can't put up with this anymore. It's 2021. And when my state senator, DeZiglio, who introduced this bill, and I was very much on board from the beginning, says time's up, she means it. Time is up. So I would ask for your support.
Thank you. And time is up on this particular testimony as well. But thank you very much, and thank you for your leadership on this, Andrea, and Ella as well. Thank you. Now we move on to testimony for Senate 2056, an act